Hi, it's Friday, and it's time again for Nurse's Nugget. I'm being joined by our neighborhood cows. They're photobombing. And today for Nurse's Nugget, I want to continue with the series that we started actually a couple months ago while we were still at school, and it was called Love Your Symptoms. And we already talked about mucus and about fever and the benefits of those symptoms. And today I want to talk about swelling. When a person has an injury or an infection, our immune system responds by increasing the fluid and the white blood cells in that area. And part of the benefit of that response is that there is swelling at the site or inflammation. So why is this beneficial? Well, the fluid helps protect it. It's almost like a little bit of a cast because it helps keep you from moving the injured area and protect it so that it can heal. The white blood cells that are brought in as part of the inflammation process work to attack pathogens, and they clean up the area and they repair damage. One of those types of white blood cells are macrophages, and they actually release a growth factor that helps to speed up muscle regeneration. Studies have found that removing the swelling also removes this regeneration growth factor. And steroids, even though they can help reduce the pain, they slow long-term recovery significantly. Anti-inflammatories have also been found to delay healing of muscles and tendons and bones and ligaments. One study showed just significant healing, better healing in leg bones of people who weren't using anti-inflammatories compared to months and months of recovery for people who were using it. You also may have heard about speculation that it's not good to take ibuprofen when somebody has COVID-19. And again, that is because the anti-inflammatory, ibuprofen, is treating the symptoms and not the disease. And it often makes the disease work. Our symptoms are there because God gave them to us as a gift to heal. Even ice has been found to possibly decrease the activity of cells that promote repair. Ice can help with pain and mobility so that you can, it decreases the swelling a little and you can move it better, but it's not likely to be helpful as far as the long-term healing. You've heard me talk before about the acronym RICE, which stands for Rest, Ice, Compress, and Elevate. Well, that term was actually coined by a man named Dr. Merkin, and even he later said, it's perfectly fine to ice if you want, but realize that it's delaying healing. So the inflammatory or the swelling process actually helps to promote recovery and rebuilding and rejuvenation, recuperation. So once again, we come back to the fact that we need to love our symptoms. They are God's gift to heal us. We need to embrace them instead of trying to fight against them because they are there to help us. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week on Nurse's Nugget.